This is Top Preps Player Interviews by Sunil, Sunder. Tonight, I'm happy to be speaking with Jamie Motley, a junior at Serrano High School in Freeland, California, a catcher and utility player on the varsity softball team, and Batbusters Edmonds 16U team travel. Thank you again, Jamie, for the opportunity. Great to be speaking with you. I said congrats on your success, both on the varsity softball team and the Batbusters Edmonds 16U travel team. Could you just talk about, just not only the 2023 season, there at Serrano High School, but also on Batbusters Edmonds 16U?
Yes, for high school ball, it was a lot of work. We put in a lot of effort and a lot of practice. We took a lot of time working on our defense and hitting, and everything didn't really pull through, but it was still a really fun season. I enjoyed it with all of my friends and being able to go out and play and do my thing. And for travel ball, it's always enjoyable. I love the girls, love the environment. It's always fun to go out in the field with them. Win or lose, either way, it's just fun. I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy to play with them and win and be competitive.
Yeah, that's fantastic to hear. Let's talk about your time there at Serrano High School. I mean, these first couple of years have just been absolutely spectacular for you here, Jamie. Varsity MVP, second team All League, on varsity for 2 years, 21 stolen bases in 26 games. You made the varsity team your freshman year. To see all your hard work, pay off here. It must be very, fulfilling for you. Just can you describe that, that experience and that process as well?
Freshman year was a lot of fun. I had a lot of older girls helping me, teaching me new things that they learned about me. There was a lot going on. I learned a lot of stuff freshman year through all the upperclassmen.
Mm-hmm.
Sophomore year, I kind of led the pack, me and my travel ball players that I have on the team. We were teaching older girls new things, different things they could do. We were learning new things from upperclassmen. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's again, it's incredible here. It's just, I'm sure again for you, special moments. And I had to ask you about first, high school game, freshman year. I wonder if you could, recall that moment, I said putting on the uniform, taking the field. It just what was flowing through your mind at that time, Jamie?
I was just thinking, do what I always do. Do good, do the right thing, think ahead, plan ahead, and just
Yeah.
show up.
Yeah, that's that's awesome to hear. And also, I didn't want to leave this out. PCFL Memorial Day Classic, you made the first team as well. Can you talk about that as well? I mean, again, to see, all these accolades, as said, you built them up. I mean, as said, been able to excel on the field. I mean, what was that experience for you as well?
It was amazing. I love being able to go out and actually win things, do good things, be acknowledged, and have my hard work pay off because I work a lot behind the scenes and it's nice to finally have it actually start coming together for me.
Yeah, definitely. It is terrific to hear. Let's switch to, of course, the Batbusters M16U travel team. You're proudly, wearing, said the shirt, said what is it meant for you to play under head coach, Scott Edmonds here, just in terms of the leadership he brings to the table and just some of the intangibles that stand out for you, from Coach Edmonds here.
Coach Scott has done a lot for me. He's always believed in me and pushed me to the next level. He's never dragged me down at all. He always thinks highly of me and wants me to succeed. He never drags anyone down. He always tries to push us up and he believes in us, doesn't give up. And it's meant a lot because I give up. So having him there to back me up and bring me back up really helps.
It's fabulous to hear. Said both the catcher and utility players. So let's break it down here, just in terms of playing, the catcher position. Of course, having to work with, not only the starting, pitching, but also relief as well. I'm obviously communication is very important. Talk about, both, I guess, pregame, routine, and then once you're, going through, said that rhythm of a game and just be able to be on the same page with the pitches. Just take people behind the scenes of what those moments, are for you.
I'm very close with all of my pitchers. I've grown very fond of them, and our bond is always really tight with all of them. I believe in every single one of them, and I honesty is the like biggest key. I need them to tell me what's wrong, and I need to tell them what's not working, what I see not working, and
Hmm.
I need the best pitches, what's working for them, what's not gonna work, what I should stay away from, what could potentially work. It's a
Hmm.
lot to take in, but after I find out what works and what doesn't work that game, I can work with them and we can get a rhythm going and it'll really start coming together.
Yeah, I think it just popped to my head that being a catcher, it's almost like being a quarterback of a team as well. Like, they're, I mean, just not only you're dealing with the pitchers, but you also are communicating with the infield as well. Once, I mean, you get a runner on base, said, just once that, runner takes off, said for either, second or third, or, just can you describe that? Because that, again, I think that's so vital that with the infield that, again, everybody knows their assignments as well.
They all know their assignments. Yes. I trust them entirely with everything. I know if I
Hmm.
get the ball, someone will be there to get it. So
Yeah.
I trust everything that they do. So if I see a runner going and my adrenaline's going, I throw the ball there and I know someone's going to be there, either my third baseman, my second baseman, or my shortstop, or even my first baseman on a pickoff. It really
Yeah.
means a lot to have that bond with them and trust them entirely.
Yeah, it's tremendous to hear. Hey, look, you're a utility player, so the fact that you have that flexibility to contribute in so many, facets. Talk about again, that no matter, said the position that you're put at, again, you could, make that difference for the team.
I have done a lot of drills and practice with infield and outfield, mainly
Hmm.
outfield. But I've developed the confidence to go out there and know that I can back my pitchers up and my teammates up. Either if I'm in the outfield catching a fly ball, diving for balls, I have my outfield behind me ready to come back and get the ball if it goes by me. Or if I'm potentially in the infield, I know that I can trust everyone on the infield to get it to me, or either I can get it to them. Either way, I know that I can
Yeah.
pull through.
That's great. That's great to hear. Hey, let's talk about now switching to your approach at the plate. Once you're up, hitting, and you're facing the opposing pitcher, and just in terms of being mentally locked in, just knowing when the pitch is coming your way. Talk, again, talk about that. Just in terms of your mechanics, at the plate here, Jamie.
I usually trust my body. I know that my body has muscle memory. I trust my swing. I just know that I have to get ahead in the count. Don't let the pitcher get in front of me. So I'm usually looking for a first pitch strike to either drive in one of the gaps or depending on where my runner is, whether she's on first, I'm looking to drive it to opposite field or a third, I'm looking to drive it to the opposite field as well. So the if there's play at the plate, the catcher has to turn all the way around. I'm always
Mhm.
looking for a different way to approach the play, a different way to move the runner, or a different way to get on base to help my team, whether it's bunting, getting the bunt down, beating it out, sacrificing. Either way, I'm there for my team, and I know that mentally I can take on the pitcher no matter what.
Yeah, it's spectacular to hear. So I'm wondering here in 2023, what moments really stand out between, on the varsity, softball team at Toronto High School, Batbusters M16U. Um, what do you recall? Just anything that really, like, the memorable moments that you'll, cherish, forever, from this year.
I would say for high school ball, it would probably be our first game against Apple Valley with a play at the plate when our center fielder threw a ball all the way from deep center, getting the
Hmm.
girl that tagged from third at home.
Yeah.
That my adrenaline was going. I was happy. I was ready, and it was the first out of the game, so it really set the tone for the rest of the game. And for Batbusters, I would say probably it would be an offensive highlight, and we had I'm pretty sure it was one home run, the first pitch
Hmm.
of the leading off with Aubrey, who you also interviewed,
Yes. Yeah.
and off, and I came up to the plate and drove a ball deep center for a second home run on the first pitch.
That's what I was going to ask you. When you hit a home run, I mean, that's like, the exhilarating part about it, rounding those bases. I mean, knowing that you've connected on the pitch and you see the ball sail over the fence. I had to, and yeah, you have your teammates, said rush up to home plate to greet you. What is that? I mean, that's just, again, pure adrenaline and just the elation of just knowing that you've, again, contributed to the team's success. Talk about that.
It feels so amazing because normally you feel it right off the bat. And as soon as you hit it, everyone knows and everyone starts rushing a plate. And then as you round those bases, it just feels amazing having coach
Yeah.
high five on the way home and then having the teammates there to support you on the way.
Yeah, as you mentioned, I mean, just a pure joy, I said being able to interview Aubriana Espinosa, Samantha Condon, who's a teammate, not only of yours at Batbusters, even 16U travel team, but also at Serrano High School to have, again, you talked about that. I mean, just that bond, with your teammates, but to have your high school, as a teammate, as you mentioned before you came on there, best friend, said playing with you on the team, that's gotta be, it's gonna be meaningful for you, Jamie.
Yeah, it's so amazing. I love having her with me.
It's great. That's great. Hey, there's so much that goes into training for a softball season. The fact that you're playing pretty much year round, and I have to ask you, strength and conditioning, I mean, nutrition. I said, what in terms of having a regimen in place, that you're prepared for the rigors of a season, both high school and travel ball. Talk about that, like what it takes, for you personally, to really get prepped for a season.
I do a lot of weight training in the gym at
Mhm.
Legends up here, and I usually do back and arms mainly. Legs, I go really hard on. I do a lot of sets, I do a lot of weight. I try to
Mhm.
get as much as I can so I can get more power in my throws and my hitting. And then I do weighted balls before season normally so I can get my arm strength back up to where I need it to be or higher depending on wherever I'm at.
Mhm.
And I a lot of batting lessons with my coach. I get a lot of reps in my cage at home. I'm constantly going most of the time. And even with volleyball season, I do a lot of running and conditioning with that. So it really adds into the high school and travel ball season.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought up that point that, playing multi, sports, and the fact that one sport can benefit, you greatly in another one. And I'm sure, like, just in terms of conditioning as well, that really, again, is, that aids you, so much, as when you come to, playing softball as well. Can you talk about that, Jamie?
Having volleyball really helps because we do a lot of conditioning, a lot of running back and forth on the basketball court after
Hmm.
practice, a lot of crunches, push-ups, a lot of things really go into that really help me off the court onto the field. It really
Hmm.
helps me with my base running. It really helps me take sharp corners, move faster, have quicker feet. It really all comes together and helps me a lot. That's why I do multi sports so I can
Yeah.
have help certain things that I can't do on my own. And I can have a coach guide me into the conditioning. And even on bat busters, we do a lot of conditioning, a lot of strength. We do
Hmm.
ladder ropes along with we do verticals and push-ups. Like a lot of it really goes into it.
Yeah, that's outstanding, to hear, in terms of the practices and training. What does it mean, to put that number 42 jersey on? What does that represent to you personally, Jamie?
It just makes me happy. Like it really gets me going knowing that I have 42 on my back from my
Hmm.
stepmom because she's the only reason that I wear it. But it really helps and pushes me to do better so that I can do good for me. And putting it on and having Batbusters on the front means a
Yeah.
lot because it's a big organization and it means a lot to me to be able to play with a team that I love and adore, along with the coaching staff and organization.
Yeah, it's great to hear. Something that entered my mind now is that, and going back to playing the catching position, is that when you see a runner rounding third, coming for a home plate, attempting to slide in safely. I'm wondering what filters through your mind at that point, like as you see the ball, say coming back into the infield towards home plate. That's an interesting scenario. Just can you so walk everybody through that process as well?
I've worked really hard on getting my mechanics down for plays at the plate, depending on where the
Hmm.
ball.
Yeah.
If the ball's coming from the opposite side of the field, right field, then I have to
Hmm.
set a way to where I can get the ball and retrieve and tag all in one motion instead of making it static. Because if it's like stage by stage by stage, it makes it slower, guaranteeing the run of the base. But if it's all one motion and I move my body back with the ball, I'm able to sweep the tag and get the girl out. I also
Yeah.
have a lot of going, so I'm yelling 4 4 4, trying to get him to
Yeah.
work. I'm ready for my cut to come in if I need her. And then coming from center and left field, I'm able to set my body up perfectly aligned with their ball and then
Yeah.
allowing me to run her at home.
Yeah, that's something the way you broke it down. There's so many things that go into play. Everybody doesn't realize that, from a fan's perspective or someone who's covering a game, but the players recognize, again, the importance of just in terms of where the ball is being thrown to. Hey, I wanted to ask you that there's so much in terms of stamina. We talked about the strength and conditioning because take a pounding, as a catcher. And I'm wondering, like pre, game routine, but also post game, the recovery as well is just, it's so critical, for you to get ready to turn that around and get ready for the next game. I mean, that's no easy feat either. But just talk about that, what you do, personally, just to like, get your body, sit back, to optimal shape here, Jamie.
For pregame, normally I warm up my pitchers so my legs are warm and I'm going. We do a lot of
Hmm.
stretch our team to help us get in the movement and get loose. And before I hit the field, I do J bands and I do a
Okay.
bunch of different exercises with those to get my arm warmed up so I'm not super tight before the game and I can actually throw the ball. And normally, whenever I get on the field, I'm able to do a throwdown before the game actually starts, and then that
Hmm.
sets for my throwing. What I know that I need to fix before a runner steals, everything like that puts into motion. And post game, I drink a lot of liquids to try and
Hmm.
get my back up to where it was before. I drink a lot of Pedialyte, a lot of water, a lot of Gatorade, whatever I need to get my body going. Normally, I have either a good dinner or a good lunch, depending on if I have games the next day, either
Hmm.
pasta, anything of that sort. And I usually end up icing my knees and my arm just so that
Yeah.
I can get to feeling good again.
Yeah, so I was gonna say a lot of ice, and you told that I'm so glad you brought up the nutritional, component because people tend to forget, that again, you need that to help you again, with staying in in tip top shape. Hey, I wanted to now switch to Serrano High School, just in terms of the support from the student body, the administration, athletic department. Said enter your junior year now, upperclassmen. What has that been for you? The first couple of years, and how excited are you here for your junior year, Jamie?
Being as a freshman on varsity, everyone kind of looks at you like, oh, she's on varsity. So the four of us that were on varsity as freshmen
Yeah.
were like super excited. We were ready. Everyone really liked having us on varsity as freshmen. They thought it was new and different and interesting since they haven't
Hmm.
had there in a very long time. So we were all really excited to be there. All of our friends really supported us and really helped like us get through tough times as a freshman. Because freshman year is a little bit rough because you're playing
Yeah.
18-year-olds and above. So it's a little bit harder to get in the motion, but once you do, it's really fun and it really adds to it. And I'm super close with the athletic director. He's super nice and he's always willing to help with like problems or just things that I have that I need to like talk about. And he
Hmm.
really helps a lot with all of that.
It's great. Hey, I wanted to get back to playing the varsity softball team, just those home games, but also away as well, because I think those away games build up that team chemistry and that cohesiveness. Just getting to know the other girls on the team. But These first 2 years, what has that been like? Just in terms of the support from the high school, but also even the community as well there in Phelan, California.
It's been so much fun. A lot of the community, like we have a little league called Sunset Little League, and they
Okay.
really enjoy coming out. They'll come out and watch the varsity play. They'll post about us. They
Mhm.
want us to come out and help coach. Like they're super welcoming. All the parents that we have in the community are also very welcoming, along with the baseball team's parents. They all really like us. It's really nice to be able to have teachers talk about softball with you because they're interested. It's really enjoyable to have all of that being surrounded by.
Yeah, it's beautiful to hear. As we know, it's just not being an athlete, it's being a student athlete. Jamie, you've definitely been able to excel in the classroom. 4.1 GPA. Just also attended summer school as well. Just having that time management and organization down pat. It's not easy. I said talking to Aubriana and Samantha about that, balancing that out is it really is could be difficult at times, but all three have been able to again flourish in the classroom. But for you, what has that been like, just in terms of keeping your grades up, seeing the results pay off, putting in the time, said off the field, I mean, it's not, I mean, you have games, you have practices, you have training. I mean, there's so much that goes into it, but you've been able to do it, effortlessly and, just really, again, uh, see the results. Just talk about that.
I take a lot of AP and honors classes. I want to
Okay.
be able to say that I did this while being a student athlete. It's
Hmm.
really not as hard as it seems, only because most teachers understand that you have a lot going on being as your student athlete. So they're like, just tell you to get the homework done, do your best, try to succeed. And if you succeed, then you're going to pass. Like,
Yeah.
our school isn't really too big on like bringing down student athletes. They all really love us. They all really treat us really nicely. So being able to excel in the classroom and have time management off the field with training and homework, it takes a
Hmm.
lot, but I'm willing to do it to succeed and excel and push myself to be better.
Yeah, that's again just fantastic to hear that. Hey, you've been playing softball for a long time since you were 6 years old. I'm wondering when it comes to the sport, coming back year after year, what makes this game so special to play, here, Jamie?
It's really the coaches and the girls. I love playing with girls that I can make a good connection with. I don't like playing with girls that bring us down and don't want us to succeed and they fight for your spot because they don't think you want it. Like, I
Hmm.
like having girls to surround me to where we bring each other up. We hype each other up. We're always there for each other and we're there to back each other up and we can be friends on and off the field. It's
Yeah.
not just a team connection. You can talk to them outside of softball and they're the same exact person. And then I really love having coaches that are willing to help, that are willing to encourage you and believe in you and not give up like some coaches I've had in the past.
Yeah. I mean, these people become truly your family. It's just like, sometimes you see more of them than your family. And the fact that these are connections, they're going to last, way beyond, said, high school and, college and probably, for life. So I'm sure that that's something you definitely, recognize and, cherish as well. Hey, I'm wondering if you recall the first time you swung a bat, put the uniform on, took the field, it said, I know it's been years, but, I said a long time ago, but anything that you recall from, I said when you're much younger that, really stands out for you, Jamie.
I really can't remember much
Okay.
from the coaches and
Yeah.
always pushing me. I mean, my stepmom would always get to the field like an hour early and just work with me. But even
Hmm.
then, I don't remember much. I remember like here and there.
Yeah, no problem. That's fine. Hey, I'm glad you brought up your stepmom. Just support from your family because you've been through this journey for so long. Both academically, athletically, but playing the game of softball, which you obviously have a drive and passion for. But what is that support meant from your family here?
It means a lot. They always show up to things when they can. they always make time for me to help me. They offer for help. They offer if I need certain things, if I need help with like front toss or just little things like that. They've always been there to support me and help me along the way.
Yeah, it's terrific to hear. As you know, we live in a day and age of social media, highlight videos. It said, utilizing what was formerly Twitter, now X, Instagram. Talk about how, again, for you, how important that is to be able to show people, like, what you can do on the softball field, in terms of, both at the plate and, as a catcher, utility, player, but just, be able to share that with the entire community. um what has that been like for you? And just, how essential is that for you?
It's very essential. I believe that it's a big part in recruiting because a lot of coaches can access your videos that way
Hmm.
and through sometimes emails, depending on what your approach is on recruiting. I write emails and I do Instagram. I'm still trying to figure out the whole X thing,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to figure it out. But it's a cool thing in recruiting. And posting a lot really helps because I've my teammates that are there to help me push me up. They
Yeah.
hype me time and my coaches help me critique little things and it really helps. And if I'm not emailing a certain college coach, they can reach out to me and see me on that on Instagram and they can see all my videos and highlights, see me as a softball player on the field and off the field with my academics.
Yeah, I mean, great points you made. I think, being able to foster those relationships, you build up a network as well, as said, not only with your current, teammates and coaches, but also, I'm sure, like, players from other teams and coaches. So yeah, no, definitely that's I think, you're definitely tapping into the, great, said resources. Hey, just a couple more left. We've seen the game of softball grow immensely. Uh, from younger, said, to, middle school, high school, college, the US Olympic team, to see it, I mean, the crowd's growing, like, live streaming, ESPN. I mean, it's really all over the place, and especially how much travel softball, again, is gaining so much notoriety. How cool is it for you to be a part of this? Is it to live in this day and age and just be able to, again, go out there, play the game that you love, and, to see how many girls out there, also participating in softball.
I think it's so cool. I think it's amazing. I want girls to enjoy the sport as much as I do. I love
Mhm.
having the grow because it really helps with certain people like push on. Like for me, seeing everyone there really makes me happy, it really drives me to do better. And it
Mhm.
really helps with the community because it helps me push and it helps others push. And it makes more girls want to join the softball community and want to play the sport as well.
Yeah, no, is it, again, you make all valid points. And I think this leads to my final question before you get the final word is the advice, that you can offer to those younger kids and athletes out there, especially girls, who are, attempting, to succeed in the game of softball and move up that ladder. You obviously know we live in a very competitive, said world, and, said, so many kids vying for the same spot, and, again, wanting to play at that next level. What would you say to them if they were, watching this video interview?
I would say don't set your heart on one position. Have multiple backups just in case. Have a second position. Be a utility. Do the most that you can because if you join a team and someone has your spot and you're not willing to beat them out for it, then it's good to have a backup. And colleges look at backup spots as an opportunity to use you more on the field. So they're getting more of what they wanted.
Mhm.
And it's also a game of failure. You're going to fail and it's hard sometimes, but if you push through, it'll be okay. You're gonna fail. You just have to accept it and move on. Push it aside. Don't think about it. Ignore it. Move on. Move forward and do better. And success is a big key rule. You're not gonna have 100% success rate, but it's better to fail and then succeed than succeed and continuously fail. So failing is a big thing in this sport, and you just have to accept it and move on.
Yeah, sound advice and words. You couldn't put it any better here, Jamie. And you finally you get the final word and message, which is well deserved for family, friends, teammates, and coaches on both the Serrano High School varsity softball team, Bat Busters, have been 16U travel team, the student body administration athletic department, Serrano High School, and the community in Phelan, California. I know there are a lot of people you want to thank. Said. They have gotten you to, this point in your softball career.
Yeah, I would definitely like to thank my parents for pushing me and making me play in the rough I had when I was younger. And I would like to thank my coaches and my friends and not parents, players that have been there for me through it all. And I would like to thank all the high school girls. They've made a lot of friends. I've made a lot of friendships with them, and they seem to really like
Mhm.
me. And I just enjoy all of it. I enjoy going to school and seeing everyone. And I would just like to thank everyone that's pushed me and been there for me and helped me succeed in my career overall.
Well said. Jamie, just a true honor and privilege being able to speak with you again about your softball career. Time at Serrano High School and Bat Busters, Edmond 16U travel team, and wishing you continued success, especially here in your junior year at Serrano High School, and with travel softball next year. And just keep up again. Just an outstanding job. Said on and off the field.
Thank you.
Thank you.